morning and welcome back to the channel and the plot. I hope you're all keeping well. It's a nice, sunny, bit cool and a tad windy day today, but I'm down with the intention of getting a little harvest for Sunday lunch, and also I'm going to give you just a little plot tour as we go around as well. At the moment I've brought this bag which is full of my baskets and plant displays that I had in the back garden. All the brown stuff, the compost and everything's going to go in the compost bay, and I'm going to separate all the green stuff, and I'm going to keep that up at the top for when I dig the bean trench, and I'll just fill that up over the autumn and winter period. So let's get busy. So I'll get the harvesting out of the way, and then I'll take you around and show you what I've been up to in this last week. We'll start with the carrots. There we go, not bad. That's not a bad size. So I'll get a few of those. I'm sorry I did intend to do a video through the week. That was the intention, but unfortunately we had quite bad weather and Storm Lillian came through, so I didn't really get a chance to do it. Yep, there we go. You always get a strange one. I don't need too many of these. Probably take another 3. So, right, let's move on to the parsnips. One of my favourites. Excuse me, I'm looking right into the sun here. We're having roast beef, and you can't beat parsnips roasted around a good joint of beef. Now this head feels quite big. I'm just trying to manoeuvre it. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, what about that then? Now I am absolutely made up with that. Look at that. What is it? Up to my knee? That's a cracker jacker. Right. I think on the size of that one I only need one more. So let's have a feel around. This is slightly smaller around the neck. Let's have a look. Here we go. Let's go for this one. Just give it a rock. Here it comes. Oh yes. There we go. I don't need any more than 2. If I remember rightly, these were Gladiator. And these are the ones that I germinate using a tray and bobbing them onto wet compost into a dark black compost bag and left under the bench. So I'm really pleased with those. Hopefully the second sowing that I'll be able to harvest through the winter will be just as good. I fancied getting some cabbage, and that was next on the list, but looking at this, it doesn't seem to have hearted up yet, so I might have to leave that. I'll have a scout round, see if there's any others in any of the other beds that are suitable, but we'll nip down to one of the potato beds now. Let's have a look, shall we? Nice and steady. Yes, I think these are the Desiree. Let's get underneath that. Let's get a basket there. aren't too bad, and these can stay in the ground a bit longer. I'm just ticking these up for today's lunch. So let's check. Oh, there's one or two under my feet. Let's have a look at this one here. I'm always scared of getting them all over the fork. There we go, there, not too bad, are they? Oh, a little bit of worm damage there. The reds tend to escape, sort of like wireworm and such. Oh, look at all them weeds. Malcolm, what have you been doing? Oh, fork. I'll crack on with these. I'll show you what we've got, and I'll take you around the plot. So, let's take a look. So there we go. These are the Desiree. And if I remember rightly, that bed is the one where I use the chavolas that you use for fencing, just to make a hole and put the potato in, the seed potato in. And I wanted to see if it made any difference to planting them the traditional way, where you dig out the trenches. Because my back's wrecked, and if I can save any sort of work for myself, I will do. And looking at that, I don't think it makes a slight bit of difference whether you use a trench or whether you use just digging a hole and putting the potato in. So in future, I think that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm definitely pleased with the parsnips. They're absolutely cracking, and as I say, they're Gladiator. So that's a super harvest. And then the carrots that we had, that we used the seeded tape, they've done really well. And I thought that that was going to be one of my big failures this year, because the carrot bed at the front normally serves me well, but this season hasn't. Right, what I'll do is I'll just get back down to the front of the plot, and I'll just walk you through and just show you some of the little jobs that I've been doing in the meantime. So here we are at the front of the plot with the tomatoes. As you can see, all greened up really nicely, and there is quite a number of green tomatoes on them, but we're quickly running out of season, and I think purely because of the cold start that we had at the beginning of the year, these have always been on catch-up. So I think the majority of these are going to be used for chutney. So a bit disappointed that we can't get them ripened up. I do understand there's a little bit of warm weather on its way towards middle and end of this week, so if we get a little bit of a Indian summer, you never know. I'm going to have to redo these canes as well. Storm Lillian did a little bit of damage. Still got quite a few potatoes in the ground. As you can see, one or two are still flowering there. So I've got plenty to go at, but they're all looking good. As I start to harvest, I do the weeding at the same time. So it's, you know, killing two birds with one stone, as they say. The leek bed's looking really good. Not too much sign of rust anywhere as of yet. So I'm going to start increasing the water on those. And I will give them a generous helping of chicken manure. But yep, on the whole, they're looking great. Through the week, I cleared the first potato bed. And that exposed a little bit of work. I need to get these edges all repaired over the off season. But as I say, I weeded that bed as I took the potatoes out. So that's the first bed cleared. I think the courgettes are just about done. We've got one or two still on these plants, but to be totally honest with you, I don't think I need any more courgettes, and certainly a lot of them are turning to marrows. The fennel is looking good in here, but it took a battering. Storm Lillian knocked a few of them down, but what a majestic plant the fennel is. Much to the rats' disappointment, I cleared the sweet corn bed. I managed actually to rescue about 5 or 6 out of there, so it wasn't all failure. As you can see just at the top, they're the ones that I've netted, and they have stayed off there, so I've quite a number in there to harvest. I'll just move round onto this bed. This is where my runner beans were, and the runner bean frame. But as I said, Storm Lillian came through and just literally took the whole thing down. Pulled the frame, pulled the plants out of the ground. So I decided to bin them. I had a look and there weren't too many on there, so they are going to be incinerated. More fennel. I absolutely love this plant. One thing for sure, at the end of every season, I don't care how good a grower you are, you always end up with plenty for the compost bay. These are the Romanesco, and every single one of them have virtually bolted. I can't grow cauliflower no matter what I do, so I think next year I'll certainly not be growing Romanesco again. I'll still continue to try and just hold out for that one good year where I can boast a lovely large swollen cauliflower, but it's not this year. The second bed of sweet corn was cleared as well, that the rats enjoyed, and again, as I did, I cleaned the bed up as I went along. What I did notice was right at the side of the sweet corn bed, I have this squash in this basket, and down there where that rat bait is, there's a hole, and there was also a hole at the other side, and basically what I think's been happening is that's where the rats have nested, and they've just been nipping out. That short 6-inch run straight into the bed, fill the face, then back to bed. Well, I've put some bait down there, and it seems one of the cues have been taken, so I'll be moving that. Well, I won't be moving that basket, I'll get somebody else to move it, and they will be very quickly evicted. The sprouts in the net tunnel are looking good. I'm going to go down and get some of those lower leaves off so I can get in and amongst and get any weeds out. I've also got some turnip in there as well. You might just be able to make them out round the edges there. So they're all looking good. Move across slightly to here. Guess what? More fennel. I love it. And a couple of beds all cleared. That's where I had the overwintering onions. So they're all clear now. I'll just spin around here while we're on it. And these are the onions that I've done from seed, which are looking absolutely cracking. But I'll take you over to the other bed because I think they're doing it. These guys are absolute crackers, and no signs really of them going over just yet. So I might just again just give them a fair feed of chicken manure and a good watering in as a last push before we look to harvest them. But I'm a total convert. No more onion sets for me, other than the overwintering ones. All my onions will come from seed. Some more outdoor tomatoes here. Absolutely laden are these 2 baskets. Hopefully, if we do get that little bit of an Indian summer, these will ripen up. I've also got this greenhouse, and today I'm going to be getting in and taking a lot of these home to make a passata. Right, I think I'll end the tour in the large greenhouse, and as you can see, the peppers are doing great. What I did do is I did pot on the cucumbers, and they have shot up, so hopefully we will have cucumbers before the season's out. And I've got quite a few ones down here that I'm going to give to Mick and Martin. I've already given one to Margaret next door. But yeah, looking good. Oh yeah, I've got this Musa Bastu banana. It was a real tatty old thing in one of the shops, B&M, and they were on sale for £6. So I brought it back, I pulled all the dead leaves off, and I've potted it on in some really nice, good compost, and it looks as though it's gonna do well for me. I do think we may get as well, I doubt it, but you can always hope, we may get 1 or 2 aubergines on here. We may, but we may not. Well folks, that's it for another video. Thank you all very much for turning out and watching. If you've watched this right to the end, it is much appreciated. It'd be great if people could give a thumbs up and just acknowledge that they've watched it and they've enjoyed it, or a thumbs down, whichever you prefer. As I say, I think I'm on about 1,380-ish subscribers. I just can't seem to break that 80. So if anybody's watching this and they want to see, you know, further videos and see where my plot journey goes, then please hit the subscribe button. It would be really appreciated. Well, it's a bank holiday over here, and I am going to get myself home. I've 1 or 2 little jobs to do, but once I've done that, I fully intend to sit down and have a relax. And guess what? The football season's back, so the feet will be up and a couple of beers will be in hand, and I'll be watching that. So until the next time, guys, have a great week, take care, and happy growing.